why you should vote for him. You're going to vote for Daddy. You're going to vote. Do you hear that? Do you hear that little probably? That little wiggle room in there? That little room to maneuver. Hillary or Bernie? You see, the overall effect of Donald Trump. Now look, bombastic, but you can obviously deal with bombastic people. Occasionally contradicts himself. You can obviously deal with people like that. Has some, let's say, views that most people perhaps don't hold. You can obviously deal with people like that. There's nothing about him that you can't tolerate, given that you can, have supper with me. So what's left is, what's the effect of a Donald Trump presidency going to be? He can't be that bad. I mean, the American system is designed to limit the power of the president, right? Nothing that bad is going to happen. What he's going to do, he's going to build a wall. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be He's going to build a wall. He's going to build a wall. He's going to put feminists, cyclists, vapors, and maybe atheists. I haven't decided yet. No, I'm just kidding. You can stay, but you've got to lighten the fuck up a bit. They're going to go over the wall. They're going to go to Mexico. They're going to go to someone else. He's going to fix trade, because it hasn't worked for all Americans. And
go get laid and be happy.
And left. I heard from my left just now the very cruel and unkind comment. Did you hear what it was? You need some dick in your life. And no, stop. It was me. Don't applaud. Applaud later. I have a theory about this. Now.
Oh, you ready to bust out that theory that I heard this afternoon? This is that theory? Here we go.
Well, it's about Black Lives Matter. I've got this theory that it's basically a sort of militaristic lesbianic cult. Now, if you look at the men in Black Lives Matter, cucked as fuck, right? They're these whiny. I mean, DeRay is a homosexual for a start. Sean King, messed up, white. The guys are these sort of wiry, weedy, little rich kids who are squealing on stage about whatever. And other than that, it's mostly black women. It's mostly black women being the most hysterical and causing the most fuss. And they're all lesbians. Now, I've got perfect gaydar. My gaydar is immaculate. I sat down and it was almost hurting. But I've got perfect... Ooh. I like a bit of mood lighting. There's a bit of drama. It's perfect. Somebody's got a hand. There's a fight going on in the back now. It's not even the stage lights, you stupid idiots. It's the wrong switch. We'll come back to Black Lives Matter next. Just you carry on with what you want to do.
You want to get back to that?
We'll come back to it.
Yeah?
We'll come back to it.
All right. So Trump becomes president.
Yes.
Do you think all these promises happen? Do you think
Well, he's only made two promises. He's made two promises. Those two promises are fix the wall and it's build the wall and fix trade. I mean, everything else seems to be up for grabs, which is fine. I mean, who wants an activist president? Who said we had to have all these presidents that wanted to do things? The best president in history was Calvin fucking Coolidge because he did nothing. He did nothing. I think, Trump is going to quickly find that he's not able to do very much after he builds his wall and he fixes trade, and that suits most people just fine. He's going to be a slightly more bombastic Coolidge, and I think most people are fairly relaxed about that. But the cultural effect of Donald Trump is going to be very special. The cultural effect of Donald Trump is going to be marvelous. Donald Trump represents the single greatest threat to the left's 30-year history of shaming, name-calling, silencing, bullying, nannying, bossing around, the schoolmarmishness of the left, because he blows through it like a juggernaut. I mean, by comparison, I'm merely a well-appointed, 9/11 or something. He's like a freight train. He represents an existential threat to the regressives we hate so much, because he shows them up for the nonsense that they are. Every time he's accused of being a sexist, he'll double down or explain with evidence and history why it's not true. Every time he's accused of being a racist, I think he probably just laughs it off and moves on. Every time he's accused of any of these things, it doesn't work, it doesn't affect him. And the media, which is so in hock to these ridiculous liberal social justice lunacies and platitudes, has lost its power to affect how people vote. The power of the American media to shape elections is fucking gone. It's over. And for those of us who think that journalism in this country is a shit show, that's no bad thing. I applaud that. I'm happy about that. The overall effect of Trump, I think, will achieve all of the objectives you most care about, which is why I'm so desperate to get you on the train. Who thinks Dave should vote for Trump?